What's up, everybody? You're probably here because of the video title, Ferrari versus Ford, Bad and Dangerous Driving. So before I get into why I'm saying this and before I say anything else, I want to say go check out the movie. It's a great movie and you'll really like it. I think it was really well put together. The racing scenes are amazing. Smashing down the street like always. And yeah, you guys would enjoy it very much, I think. But before I go into it, I just want to say, like, who am I to say this is bad and dangerous driving? When it comes to what I'm talking about, it's going to be Carroll Shelby playing Matt Damon. And of course, we don't know if these things, of course, I don't know if this thing actually happened, but in the movie, I want to talk about what happened in the movie.
Weightless. Just disappeared. All that's left is a body moving through space and time. RPM. That's where you made it. I asked you a question. The only question that matters. Who are you?
And in the beginning scene, he gets his diagnosis, for people who haven't seen it, and he's very upset, and gets on his car, busts a 180 and heads to, looks like Mulholland Drive, and he's all over the place, going around cars and blind corners, getting all the other lane, not staying in this lane. And that's why I want to address. And again, you're gonna say, who am I? I'm not some famous YouTube guy or some famous race car driver, but I'm a pretty hardcore dedicated Canyon guy. I've currently own two Evo 9s. I basically own Evos for the last couple years. Since 2012, I've been steady going to the Canyons, and I mean, night and day, going up, coming back down just to fuel up, heading back up, waiting for next week to put new tires, selling cars. I used to work for Rustneck, Pasadena, to support the habit. Of course, I also take their cars, go around the Rose Bowl, go around the Art Center, nice windy roads there as well, and practice some really nice high-end stuff. So I'm currently building a car, but highest horsepower Evos suck in the Canyons. Well, that's when people talk about. They talk about 600, 1,000 horsepower. Take it up to the Canyons and let's go up some winding turns and see how much that 1,000 horsepower Evo will help you. And I didn't buy an Evo to go fast in a straight line. I bought Evos to go to the Canyons. So that's my basically background. I work on cars, sell cars, modify cars, race cars, and in the Canyons. That's my thing. The Canyons is my thing. There's nothing else I'd rather do. There's no meet I want to go to. There's no drag racing, Irwindale, wherever, no speed. I've never been to a racetrack, like I said. I'm just a big Canyon guy, and that's my thing. And I talk about a lot of stuff up there that relates to that stuff. Some of the safety stuff, the conditions of the roads, the type of car you're driving, staying in your lanes, one of the biggest ones. But yeah, talking about all the aspects, trying to see as far ahead as possible because you don't know what's around that corner. Being aware of animals up there, the conditions that always change because of the moisture up in the air. Of course, if you go to Mammoth in Southern California, you get snow, all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about, and how in the movie, I think they don't realize, what Hollywood has an impact on everybody as far as when it comes to a film like this. All the motorsports guys are going to see it. All the racing guys are going to see it. You're going to have kids, older people, whatever. And if you got a kid that sees that and, he's like, I want to be like Carroll Shelby. I want to drive like that. And you're idolizing that person, or he's idolizing that person, and he's going to be trying to be like that person, trying to copy what he's doing. And if you're showing people that it's okay to drive all over the road, and you'll make a successful business and have all this other stuff, and the way you drive, it doesn't matter. Or the way you drive on public roads, of course, racetracks, he's famous and all that stuff. And again, I'm not saying Carroll Shelby drives like that, and I'm not saying that he's a bad driver, but I just didn't think that was acceptable. And at the end of the movie, it's the same situation. He's all over the place, cutting people off and taking off. And at the end of the day, you know, I shouldn't condemn someone like that, or I should forgive someone like that and should try to educate them, you know, properly. And Matt Damon, or the stunt driver, you know, he's probably better funded, better, you know, of course you can have better cars and all this stuff. And I'm just a guy who loves driving in the canyons, you know, but I believe in becoming a better driver. No matter what car I'm in, if it's a minivan, if it's a Toyota Camry, if it's my Evos, I believe in becoming a better driver. And that's one of the things I got really lucky to do in working for Rusnik Pasadena and Audi. You know, we had a lot of trade-ins, a lot of different cars. Not everyone has a race car, not everyone has a performance car. So driving different cars, filling them out, going around corners, it was an amazing thing. And in the canyons, it's a public road. There's pedestrians, so that's sometimes they just walk up there. I've seen that. You know, tons of cyclists. If you're in Malibu, looks like where he was driving, Mulholland, tons of cyclists. Azusa, GMR, if you're in Southern California. And of course, there's tons of canyons all over the state and all over the country. But there's a lot of things that, you know, that people don't realize that, you know, you affect as well. And if you're over there driving all over the road and you're going around a blind corner, if someone's coming the same way in the same direction, that's just a disaster. You know, you're damaging your car, you know, you can end your life, you can be paralyzed, you can whatever. And the cliffs in some of these places are just straight down. You know, and that's why I talk about in my videos that we're not drag racing going in a straight line. You know, I love drag racing. You know, I watch tons of 1320 videos. You know, car meets are cool, but you're just walking around. Well, it's dangerous. You know, it's really, really dangerous up there. And if you're not careful, if you're not driving, you know, the way you should be driving, in my opinion, you know, you're just putting yourself at risk. You're putting others at risk. And I don't think that's okay. You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. People are going to drive the way they want. You know, at the end of the day, you don't have to listen to me. You can say whatever, I'll drive on the other lane if I want. But if you're someone that's interested in finding cool places to drive, if you're someone that loves driving and wants to improve, you know, wants to learn hill and toe, downshifting, rev matching, hitting the apex, you know, a lot of that stuff I learned in the canyons. And, you know, I've never been in a racetrack, and I've always tried to be safe and try to be where there's no one around. If I was doing something that was a little bit more aggressive, but yeah, I just want to address that, and I appreciate you guys, you know, listening to me and see what you guys think. You know, if you're a canyon guy, I definitely want to listen to what you have to think. And if you have any questions, and my videos, you know, are going to be more of a canyon orientated stuff and just strictly drivers, and not strictly drivers, but more of the driving stuff and nice views and all that stuff. You know, I might head out to some fire season and hopefully come back with some money and build my other Evo and go from there. So thank you so much for watching, and take care.